Good morning, YouTube. I wanted to come to you this morning because I want to participate in a challenge that my friend Cara Grandle is putting on YouTube. She's really a good gardener and I really enjoy watching her videos. And I've made a new friend here on YouTube and I'm really excited to be participating in this. So her challenge was garden experiment challenge. The first question was, what are you trying for the first time? So I have a lot that I'm trying for the first time this year, and so I'm kind of just gonna give you about 3 or 4 answers because there's a lot that I'm doing this year. So my first answer that I am trying this year is in-ground gardening. I've always did raised beds, as you can see back there. And I've been doing that for 5 years. Well, this year I really wanted to expand on my gardening, so I followed a lot of YouTube channels and got like pieces and mix up the mashes of what they do in their own gardens, and I kind of just put my own little twist and came up with my own design, and this is what I came up with. I don't know if any of you guys have seen my videos or not, but I came up with digging raised beds. Every bit of this that you see that is under black plastic is what I hand dug this year and covered and came up with my own little design. And I can give you more of a little in-depth, but I am actually doing squash, tomatoes, peppers. I've got to get those planted. Tomatoes, okra, more tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant and ground cherries. And I've never grown ground cherries. So that is a new one that I am doing this year. This right here is going to be my walkway, and I am also going to be putting scarlet runner beans that Cara actually sent me herself, and I'm so excited to be adding that into my garden. So that is going to be new, and Kajari melons. And the third thing that I am trying new this year is the Ruth Stout method of growing potatoes. I've never really grown potatoes. I've tried them once in a container and they didn't do very well. So this is my very first year of trying this. All I did was just break up the ground and throw them on the ground and cover them with hay. I didn't put them in the ground. And look how amazing these are doing. And it's time for me to add hay. After they get so far up, you just add more hay and they just keep growing and producing potatoes. So the fourth and final thing that I am trying new for the first time is picking flowers. Right here I have sunflowers. We've never been successful growing sunflowers, so this year I wanted to give them their own bed. And then the second thing that I'm trying with the flowers is zinnias. I've never grown zinnias. I've seen so many people putting them into their bed. So I've got zinnias all the way about halfway down this bed, and then the rest of the bed is planted with giant coxcombs that is red, pink, yellow, and purple. So I'm really excited about those being in my garden. So the second question is, what do you want to conquer in your garden? The one thing I want to conquer, of course, is my in-ground gardening. I've started gardening about 5 years ago, and I wasn't successful. Like, I spent days hand digging a garden. I planted seeds. The ground was really bad. Nothing grew. It was full of rocks and glass, and I was so defeated because I had spent all those back-breaking hours trying to grow food, and I just gave up. And then the following year, my brother-in-law had a garden, and he was like, come put a plant, whatever you want to plant in my garden, and you can try over here. Well, me and my children planted one single squash plant, and it got waist high. We picked squash as long as we could from that thing. I mean, we had some that was over, I don't know, arm length because we let it get too big, and that started my adventure from gardening. I started from one little squash plant to one 4x6 raised bed the following year, and then the following year I went up to my 3 more 4x6 beds and my 2 4x8 beds, and I have been gardening with those within the last couple of years, and I've really enjoyed it. But getting on YouTube and just seeing so many people gardening and inspired me to completely upgrade my garden to 600 square feet of gardening this year. So I'm really excited to see how this does. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be successful. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to have a lot of failures, and that's okay, because gardening is all about learning and experimenting, and I'm excited to see what I learn this year and how it all turns out. I grew radishes for the first time this year, and I've never grown radishes. Me and my son got out here and had a radish picking contest, and that was exciting. So I'm very excited about my garden this year. The third questions are, what are you branching out to? This year, I tried my hand at starting plant starts from seed, and I actually had successful plant sales this year. I've raised money to help fund my garden, because, truth be honest, a lot of it that I did this year is not very cheap. So I had to find a way to help offset the cost of building a fence, getting the woven weed fabric, and eventually the irrigation to my garden. So I'm going to take you guys up front and kind of show you what I have left. At one point I had over 200 plants, and they are all almost sold and gone. So I've been really excited on how that is doing. And I've also did a program at my local school to where I have donated plants to the kids and let them start seeds and grow tomatoes. So I'm super excited. So let's go up and see the plants that I have left. All right, you guys, this is all I've got left out of 200 plants. I've had 2 plant sales, and I've got some friends and local Henrietta gardening group friends, which that is my group on Facebook, that are supposed to be coming today and finishing trying to get some of these. But I've done strawberries, I've done tomatoes, every type of tomato that I have in my garden I sold. A lot of my seeds I got from Baker's Creek this year, and I had a really good success. I did blueberry, cherry, Black Beauty, Atomic Grape, Brad's Atomic Grape, and those were great sellers. So I have been really excited about how good and successful that I was this year on planting seeds, growing them, and making a profit to fund my garden. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the things I've got going on in my garden. I hope that you enjoyed hearing the things that I've tried new for the first time and are excited to try this year. I can't wait till this garden is in full swing and full and lush and blooming to its maximum capacity. And I hope that you guys all come along and follow. And I really would like to do a shout out to Cara. Like, she was like one of the first people whenever I started posting on Facebook that really come in there and gave me a compliment and told me that I was doing really well. And it really, really does help with confidence in me reaching out and branching out. And that's a new thing that I did this year also, was starting a YouTube channel on my own and kind of just documenting my journey. And I didn't do it for any particular reason, but to kind of just, you know, show my progress on what I do in my garden, just for my own gain and my family's. But going through YouTube, I really found a outreach of support and friends that I'm so excited to keep learning from, get inspiration from. So I'll leave a link to Cara's channel down below, so go check her out. And again, thanks Cara for putting out this challenge. I'm super excited to be participating in it, and I can't wait to see what everybody else's challenge is and what your answers are and what you have going on in your garden. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.